Hey everybody, I hope that you're all doing well. The first card that we have out here is Ten of Swords. So with the Ten of Swords, it feels like this has brought something important to light now at this point. I'm seeing we have Ten of Swords, we have Seven of Swords, we have Two of Pentacles. With Seven of Swords and Two of Pentacles, this feels like possibly in the aftermath of something going on, potentially not focusing on what needs to be focused. This can be a time of redirection for you. I feel like the Seven of Swords is this aspect of your shadow energy that's like, look at the Ten of Swords, look at the Ten of Swords, look at the Ten of Swords, like think about the past, think about that, think about that, think about that, in a way where it feels like it's keeping you from tuning into presently what you have going on. I feel like it's stealing your present away from you. When in actuality, we have a new chapter that is beginning, and it feels like this is what you're meant to be focusing on now. That doesn't mean, it means process things. This doesn't mean just focusing solely on whatever this was that had happened to the point where it's taking you away from being present and you're not focusing on the things that you need to focus on. Because that Two of Pentacles is saying, like, think about what it is that you're doing with your energy right now. What are you using it for? And is that a good investment? Is that a good use of your energy? Because it just feels like it's going to elongate you, maybe staying somewhere you don't want to stay. So I feel like this is giving yourself permission to really step into this new chapter that you're having here, rather than focusing on something that you can't do anything about now at this point. Okay. So some of you, this is something going on within a relationship. I'm seeing the Lovers here. I'm seeing there's something coming up about a choice to say something. This feels like having Lovers and having it's not Two of Cups, having Knight of Cups feels to me like I feel kind of like something is going on that's important to look at, that may be a little bit overlooked right now, or maybe being missed. Having that Seven of Swords above Knight of Cups is feeling like there is a direction that one is meant to move in, but can be being hijacked a bit by the Seven of Swords here. And this even can be like some type of misinformation as well. I'm getting a couple different things, but I want to make sure only to speak on what's going to be helpful here within the reading. Yeah, having the Lovers and having Seven of Swords feels like not totally aware of something going on with you and this person. Like there's something happening, but Seven of Swords can be like something that doesn't... Okay. Knight of Cups is going to be about what you feel. It can be about what's being said, what you're being shown, and what the move would be here to make. So if you're being totally transparent with yourself, being honest with yourself about what the situation is, where to go. So Knight of Cups is saying, let's move forward, okay? Let's not stay stuck here. I feel like Seven of Swords can be a different part of the energy here that wants to fixate on whatever this is, and it even feels like bringing you back narrowly into a situation that may not actually be a priority now at this point. Because it feels to me, I'm seeing Seven of Swords go backwards, I'm seeing Knight of Cups go forward, and so there's like, I feel like you can choose which timeline you're gonna be here. It feels like there's a little bit of a divide, and Seven of Swords is going one way, Knight of Cups is going another way. Having Lovers and having Seven of Swords again, and Two of Swords there, which I feel like is reflecting this even more so. With Two of Swords, we haven't gotten to a conclusion yet, and Two of Swords means two, I don't have clarity yet. If I had full clarity, I would do what I need to do. I would make this choice. I would recognize. I'm seeing the choice be between Seven of Swords, which feels like hopping on the bandwagon with the shadow energy here, or having a new chapter. And I feel too like this would be possibly going back into something where you already went through. It's like getting back on the same ride at the amusement park. You already know what the ride is. Are you going to go back in there? It's going to be the same story again, or you get to have a new chapter. And I'm wondering too, when we have Lovers and we have Seven of Swords, it can be something going on between you and this person that maybe you don't want to fully be present to. It can be something that's going on that maybe there hasn't been, maybe there's been miscommunication, maybe there hasn't been full transparency about something. Maybe somebody's doing something and there hasn't been full communication about that. Because there can still be a, I haven't made my mind up. I'm also seeing that too. Okay, let me say this. For some of you, if you're not the one that has a decision to make and the other person is, I feel like, and this has to do with a close dynamic. It's probably the relationship that has the most focus in your life right now. All right. And it's one where like stuff is going on between you and this person to the point where you would be like coming to have a reading about this. I'm seeing something go on here, okay? If you're not the one that needs to make a decision, meaning like let's say you told somebody that you like them and then they haven't told you like whether they want to be with you or not, I'm seeing that the reason why they have not is because they have something going on but they have not said it. Meaning like maybe there's another person that's involved in this situation, a third party. It doesn't have to be another person when we talk about third parties, but I feel like there's some type of hidden agenda here. This isn't something that normally comes through in the readings. This is something that I'm seeing be going on here. Meaning there's something going on. I'm seeing that it has not been totally, there's not full transparency about this. So you can be sort of hanging in the balance, suspended in the balance. And I feel too like it makes sense. Like if you're the one that you're like, well, I know how I feel and I've been communicating. What's going on with Seven of Swords and Two of Swords here is that I'm seeing that there's something that they have going on that it's kind of like they have different things that are on their plate. If it was just you with them, this would look differently. It feels like they have something going on and they have like, it feels like options, choices, and there has not been full transparency about it, okay? I'm seeing Taurus, I'm seeing Gemini, and I'm seeing the sun on the bottom of the deck. I feel like something is being communicated that may be a bit misleading. There may be intentions here, but then saying something else. Seeing Seven of Swords go one way, but then Knight of Cups go a different way is feeling like this is what's going on in my head, but this is what I'm saying. Or like, this is what I'm thinking secretly, and then this is what I'm doing, and then being different from one another. And I feel like there's mixed messaging here of some sort. And it feels like one thing is the true thing, one thing is not the true thing. And I feel too like this can be feelings that are not being discussed. And this can be thoughts that are being had that are not being exposed. So I'd say that there's a deliberate, it can be like secrecy here. So with Seven of Swords and with Two of Pentacles, if we're just like reading for a person's energy where it just has to do with them and themselves, there can be a like not focusing on what's important here. There can be a like, I'm prioritizing these things that are not really in alignment for me to prioritize. I need to get to a place where I'm looking at what's important for me and thinking about that and allowing myself to start this new chapter. For some of you, with the Seven of Swords and the Two of Pentacles, this can be somebody having things on their plate, things that are relevant, that they're not being open about, okay? If there were like any other way to read that, I would communicate that. We must be honest with the reading, otherwise it's not going to be helpful. Not truly. So if something has been like kind of confusing, or you're like, I feel like something's going on, like there's a lack of clarity, you know, like even when somebody's in a spot where they're trying to like figure something out or whatever, you still feel clear on things. If it's been feeling like something has been going on, but you don't really know what it is, and there hasn't been like full communication about it, I feel like it's because something is going on that's deliberately being not communicated. Deliberately at this point. And I'd say too that it can come across as, oh, like they're just not ready to make a decision. But what I'm seeing here is that it's not just that. Something else is going on that has not been exposed. Otherwise I wouldn't be seeing what I'm seeing here. And this can also be something that you wouldn't expect from this person's character as well. I mean, at least for how you recognize them to be. You know, this may be like a little bit different than what you would expect. I do feel like something has happened that could have forced us into the new chapter, but that instead of that being the obvious choice, something else is here on the table. And that there's a, well, what to do then? Yeah, I will say this again. I feel like there's some type of, like, possibly a little bit of a hidden agenda. I don't think that it's completely like that. I just feel like there's something on somebody's heart here in this situation that has not been expressed, and that is deliberately being held back. And that it's, like, gives them some type of advantage to be doing this. I'm not saying that it's like to do this with like any sort of malicious intent. This can just be, I'm not implying that. That doesn't mean that it's not, it doesn't mean that everyone agrees that this is right though to be happening. And I get this weird thing with the Seven of Swords and the Hierophant too, is that it feels like this may be like somebody that you trust not to do that. Like you wouldn't expect them to, or they can be like, I believe that, like, that not being totally honest is wrong, and then like they may be doing that actually. It feels like something like that where it's like this isn't really their values, they're just doing something that isn't aligned with their values. So it's not actually their values, there's like something about going against that. But there can be maybe just something that this energy is being fed into right now, and that can be a fear motivation. You know, if I say the truth here, then they might make a decision that I don't want them to make, or then you know, like there can be something that's going on here where it's like not allowing everybody to have the maybe autonomy that they deserve, or like the to be informed of what's going on. But what I'm seeing is that I'm seeing justice coming through. So I do see that this is something that like karmic balance is coming, and it's time now. So this is going to be outed is what I'm seeing. Yeah, some of you, there's like different relationships that have been in the balance here. It doesn't just have to be that, but for some of you, I'm seeing that be something. Yeah, I'm seeing some strong earth energy. The lovers are going back in. I'm hearing something about the Wheel of Fortune. Lovers are going back in with Venus. As I said before, I saw Gemini here and also Taurus. Some of you too, I'm wondering if something is going on that doesn't really align with your higher values, and you may not be acting on that. So that can also be another way that Seven of Swords is connected with the Hierophant. Maybe there's something going on here where if you were to zoom out a bit and see what was going on, this isn't maybe something that you feel is best suited for you, not to play it out in this way anyway. And so it can be something that you reformulate a bit here. Yeah. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.